Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. O. Glad to see all you first graders again. This is our 8th lesson together. And today we're going to talk about fast and slow, same and different. Music can be fast or slow. And this is called tempo. And I think that might be a new word for some of you. Today we will listen to music with a slow tempo, and we'll listen to music with a fast tempo. Can you hear the difference between a fast and slow tempo? Let's find out. And we're going to start by looking at a chart that has all kinds of pictures on it of things that are in our world. And together, we're going to see if we can determine whether they move at a slow tempo or a fast tempo. If they move at a slow tempo, we're going to circle it in red, or at least I will have it circled on the screen in red. And if it moves at a fast tempo, you'll see it circled in blue. But I want to see if you can guess before you see it circled. So here we go. The first one we're going to do is the turtle. And he's up in the upper left-hand corner. If you think about a turtle, how a turtle is moving, do you think he moves at a fast tempo or a slow tempo? Let's see if you were right. You were right. He moves at a slow tempo, and that's why I circled it in red. The next picture is of a cheetah. And I don't know if you've ever read about cheetahs, but I've heard that they're pretty what? They're pretty fast. So I'm going to circle that cheetah in blue. Good job. The next picture is a snake. Now, they do slither around, and their tongues do move pretty fast, but I would say, in general, I don't think of a snake as moving at a very fast tempo. So if you said slow, you're right. The next one is a sports car. Now, cars can go slow or fast, but usually when we think of a sports car, we think of what? It's going pretty fast. And so I circled that one in blue. I hope you guessed fast tempo. The next one is a runner. And even if someone's jogging or running, they're going pretty what? Probably pretty fast. So if you circled or if you thought of it and said it's moving at a fast tempo, you were right. Or he's moving at a fast tempo, and I circled that in blue. The next one is an airplane. And you know, when you're down on the ground and you're looking at it, it may look like it's moving kind of slowly, but airplanes are much faster than cars. So, is it moving at a slow tempo or a fast tempo? You were right if you said fast, and we circled that in blue. I wonder if you've learned about this next animal. This animal's called a sloth. And I don't know if you've read any books about sloths or heard any stories about them, but do you think they move at a fast tempo or a slow tempo? Well, if you said slow, you're right. And that's why I circled it in red. The next one is a rocket. And I actually got to see a rocket launched in the sky this summer. And believe me, they go very fast. That's right. And that is why I circled it in blue. Oh, I'm sure you know this next one. This next one is like Gary, if you've ever seen Gary from SpongeBob. And I don't know if you describe him as slow or fast, but most snails are slow. That's right. So they move at a slow tempo, which is why I circled him in red. The next one is a bird. Now, when you see birds hopping around on the grass, that might not look super fast, but when they fly, they can swoosh in and swoosh out. So I think that the bird should be circled in blue. So if you said fast tempo, you were right. The next one's roller coaster. Most of my family like roller coasters. I don't ride too many roller coasters. But if you had to pick a tempo, would it be slow tempo or fast tempo? If you said fast, you're right. And that's why I circled it in blue. And the last one is a sailboat. And a sailboat just glides out on the water. So if we compared a sailboat to an airplane, what would you say? I circled it in red because I thought that a sailboat moved at a slow tempo. So I don't know how you did with that, but not only do things in our world have fast and slow tempo, but music has fast and slow tempo. So in a moment, we're going to do another activity about fast and slow. I'll be back in a second. Okay, next we're going to hear a song about an old gray cat and some mice. And like I told you before, music has tempo. It has fast moments and slow moments. And so, as you're listening, I want you to listen for when the tempo changes. What's going on in the song? And we'll talk about it at the end.
The old gray cat is sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. The old gray cat is sleeping in the house. The little mice are creeping, creeping, creeping. The little mice are creeping through the house. The little mice are nibbling, nibbling, nibbling. The little mice are nibbling in the house. The little mice are sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. The little mice are sleeping in the house. The old gray cat comes creeping, creeping, creeping. The old gray cat comes creeping through the house. The little mice will scamper, scamper, scamper. The little mice will scamper through the house.
Did you hear that tempo change? I sure did. I wonder if you heard it between when the old gray cat came creeping and the little mice realize it and they scamper. So then the tempo changes. The song went from a slower tempo to a faster tempo. If you want to and you're at home, you can take the song back and you can keep a steady beat with the slow tempo, and then when it changes, you can feel how the tempo gets faster. And coming up, we're going to do another activity with fast and slow, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, next you are going to hear me play two examples, two songs. The first one is called Tue Tue, and as you're listening, I'd like you to keep the steady beat, either with your hands or something to tap together, or you can pat it on your lap. And then I'm going to play a second example, another song called A la Puerta del Cielo. And then I want you to keep the steady beat with that and decide which one is faster and which one is slower, or are they the same tempo? And we'll check in at the end.
Tue, hey, la rima. A la puerta del cielo venden zapatos para los angelitos que andan descalzos. Duérmete, niño, duérmete, niño, duérmete, niño, arru, arru.
If you said that they do not have the same tempo, you're right. And Tue is faster than A la Puerta del Cielo. Here's your next one.
Nasi, nasi, she beckons me, and I hear her melody.
The last two that you heard were not the same tempo, and in fact, the first one, Air the Waters, was slower than the second one, the Chinese dance from the Nutcracker. Here comes another one.
They tell me Joe Turner's come and gone. They tell me Joe Turner's come and gone. He left me here.
I married my wife in the month of June. Rizzle-dee, razzle-dee, mow, mow, mow. I carried her off in a silver spoon. Rizzle-dee, razzle-dee, mow, mow, mow. Rizzle-dee, razzle-dee, hey, bombosity, nickety, knackety, rhetorical quality, willoughby, wallaby, mow, mow, mow. She combed her hair but once a year. Rizzle-dee, razzle-dee, mow, mow, mow. With every rake she shed a tear. Rizzle-dee, razzle-dee, mow, mow, mow. Rizzle-dee, razzle-dee, hey, bombosity, nickety, knackety.
And once again, those songs are not the same tempo. The songs you just heard, Joe Turner Blues, is actually slower than Ristle-dee Rostle-dee, which was the second song you heard. I have one more set to do with you, so listen carefully and don't forget to keep the beat with your hands. That really helps, or with something that you can tap together or pat it on your lap.
Did you ever in your long-legged life meet a long-legged sailor with a long-legged wife? No, I never in my long-legged life met a long-legged sailor with a long-legged wife. Did you ever
So those last two songs that you heard, the first one was Long-Legged Sailor, and the second one was on Veterans Day. For sure, I'm sure you could tell, the Long-Legged Sailor had a faster tempo than on Veterans Day. They were not the same tempo at all. They were different tempos, and Long-Legged Sailor was faster than on Veterans Day. Thanks so much for participating today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Until next time.